I love discovering new things. The joy of new discovery that comes when an unexpected finding occurs. Add that little tiny block to the building of a knowledge base is a really thrilling thing. I started working in aging when I was a graduate student. In 1969-70, I did an internship at a VA hospital. I was fascinated by the older veterans and spent a lot of time talking with older veterans, particularly older veterans who were terminally ill. Their generosity and courage and sharing their life stories. They spent hours and hours talking to me about their lives, about finding some kind of closure toward the end of their lives, bringing together the pieces. And I was so moved by that I began what has been a 40-year career of aging research. When I started doing clinical training and listening to the stories, it triggered something in me that said percentages and risk factors and odds ratios and probability statistics didn't tell the whole story. Listening to the voices of the persons and their lived experiences so enriched the quantitative data that I was collecting and analyzing that it made me want to learn that methodology. How do you design interviews in a way that allows those stories to be brought forth? I view theater as a very effective way to help communicate ideas. I remember a production that Bob Jaffe did. He interviewed people who were using the food bank and then put together a production. It was called There But for the Grace, in which he played the parts of people who were using the food bank. And I brought a whole gaggle of MPH students and undergraduates to see that performance.
Last night I didn't eat nothing except a small bowl of cereal. That's all I had. Aren't you hungry, Papa? Asks my youngest. Aren't you hungry?
The students came back so both moved and energized that they then did a project to help, they did a food collection, et cetera, to turn their thought into action. I'm always looking for ways to energize, to light that spark, to move beyond just the books and the journals. How do we engage with that real world in a way to apply what we're learning? Brand really does think self-consciously about how do we move into the future. I mean, there are serious discussions about how do we respond to the new world of online education and to approach it in a thoughtful way, not just let's just jump in, but rather how do we do it and what does it mean and what kind of influence will that have on the quality of the face-to-face education that we do. We're offering, in collaboration with Continuing Education, an executive master's program, which is mostly online, but partly on-site. And it's taken us 2 years of thinking very carefully about how do we really do the online content and educating the professors about how to effectively teach online. It's a real growth experience. I love it.